Hey everyone, and welcome to another segment on the Nateflix YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the best movies you can watch from the comfort of your couch right now. Stay tuned for 3 suggestions. So, you know me, my name is Nathan. I like the movies and I love going to the movies. But one of my absolute favorite things to do is lay on my couch and do nothing and watch movies. So, thanks to the wonderful advances of streaming technology, there are so many options, whether it's HBO Go, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, all of these options for you to watch movies. But sometimes it's pretty hard to find which ones. I know I am absolutely notorious for sitting on my couch and scrolling through for about 30 45 minutes, an hour, just going through every single genre. I'm not very good at making decisions when it comes to movies. But guess what? I'm here for you if you happen to have that exact same problem. So today I've picked out 3 movies for you that you can watch from the comfort of your own couch. That's right, your own couch. 2 of them are recent Netflix releases, and one of them is on Amazon Prime. I'm going to start with the movie I just watched about 20 minutes ago, and that is Knocking Down the House. This one was really good, no matter which side of the line you want to straddle politics wise. It is known as the AOC documentary. What it does is it follows 4 Democrats in their primary campaigns trying to overcome incumbent Democrats. Kind of what it is just a bunch of girls that are trying to fight the system, give new voice, bring new meaning to what it means to be a politician. It is equal parts inspiring, aggravating, educating. It's really good, and it's just an outstanding documentary. And they got really lucky with who they followed in Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. She was a modern day success story in terms of politics and newsmaking and headlines, and she winds up winning. I know that's a spoiler, sorry, but you probably have watched the news. But they had no idea when they were filming this, and so you follow her, you get attached to her, you learn what she is. She's feisty, and it's inspiring, and it's really good, and a wonderful idea into the modern movement that's going on in terms of raising money for people that don't take PAC money. And yeah, it's great, and it'll make you cry, some people more than others. I might have just outed my fiance. She bawled a lot, but that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be. You can cry. It's good. The next one is something far less inspirational, far less heartwarming. It is extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Yes, that's right. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. That is the name of the Ted Bundy biopic. Now, I got to see this movie when I was at Sundance. It was the talk of the town. Why? Because of a certain hunk named Zac Efron. So Zac Efron plays Ted Bundy, which is quite the departure from High School Musical. He is no longer Troy. He is now a murderous madman. And what comes is a movie you would not expect. It is not a serial killer film with blood and guts and violence. It is very much a study in the life of his girlfriend, played by Lily Collins. Now, I get to kind of go on my little soapbox here. There has been a really big outcry towards this movie of glamorizing Ted Bundy and making him out to be this heartthrob and not really giving the attention to the people that were killed by him. And I understand, and people have a right to be upset by that. But this movie, I do not believe, is meant to glamorize him at all. Granted, it doesn't show violence and blood and the terrible, horrendous acts that he did. Instead, you follow his girlfriend's perspective. And so you see a man that is charming at the beginning, the main reason why he found himself in all these positions and why he killed these women. And so she falls in love with him. He arguably falls in love with her. She brings them into his house with her kid, and he lives there. And for some reason, he doesn't kill her. And so as the movie goes on, the trial happens, and she's still a very big part of it. But you don't see any of the violence. You don't see any of this. You don't see this until the very end. And at the moment when she discovers pictures of what he's done and the acts that he's done, you finally see it. And you finally discover this guy is horrendous. He is a terrible monster. And that's the moment when it's banged over your head that, yeah, he's Zac Efron and he's adorably handsome, but he's also the worst person ever. And you would never, ever leave this movie thinking that he's anything admirable. I think a lot of people like to rush to judgment, and a lot of people really like to be upset and uncomfortable with this film. And obviously, it's going to be uncomfortable because what he did was terrible. But I really think that everyone should give this movie a chance. They should watch it, see it, because at the end of the day, I think what the movie was meant to be made about was his girlfriend and that uncomfortable feeling that she had to have, and knowing that he didn't murder her and she loved him, and how is that possible? And so it kind of makes you realize that human beings are capable of this. It could be your next door neighbor, it could be an estranged friend or a former loved one. Everyone's capable of this, but this guy went through it and was one of the worst human beings that ever walked this planet. So I definitely say go see this movie. I want to have more conversations with this. I feel a lot of people that I've talked about this with have not seen the movie, and so are automatically uncomfortable with the subject matter, which I understand. But I really think it's a great topic of conversation, and I think it's a very fascinating film, and it takes a serial killer movie and takes it a completely different reaction and kind of gives you a great focal point of someone that knew him as opposed to just following him around while he's the worst human. So yes, that's it for the Netflix movie. Now we're going to focus on something on Amazon Prime, and that film is Logan Lucky. Logan Lucky is outstanding. It is one of the best under-the-radar films of the past year and a half, 2 years, that people just haven't seen, and it's a shame. So Logan Lucky stars Channing Tatum, another hunk gone serious. He plays a mine worker who was just laid off, and he has a daughter and from a divorce and kind of an estranged marriage, who's really trying to find a job. And then he comes across an opportunity to steal a very large sum of money. So he enlists the help of his brother, played by Adam Driver, with an amazing accent and one arm. Sign me up already. And Daniel Craig of James Bond fame, who has a Virginia accent and is nothing like James Bond at all. What follows is a heist movie mixed with comedy, mixed with a lot of heart. It's so good. It is a movie. That's all I want to tell you. I don't want to tell you anything more about it, but just know Channing Tatum is outstanding. It's not a role you expect from him in a million years. Adam Driver is one of my absolute favorite actors. I love the man. He can't do anything wrong. And Daniel Craig, it's the best thing I've seen him do in forever, because it is the farthest thing you could ever imagine from James Bond. It is really, really good, and I implore everyone to check this movie out, because not enough people have seen it, and the more people that can see it, the more it gets its due. And yes, definitely check it out. All right, so that was the streaming minute with Netflix. Well, I'm glad I was able to help you. Hopefully you check those out, because you don't have to do much. All you have to do is just pick up your remote and click on it. So let me know what you think. Comment below if you've seen these movies. If you have any comments, if there's anything you want me to talk about, and I'll be back next week with some more suggestions. Thank you guys so much. See ya.